Dusekkar's milestones are dog ass. Recently, I've hit level 300 on this character. It was a long 300 levels of pain and misery, but here we are. And instead of doing things like giving you tips or trying to convince you that I'm qualified enough to teach you how to play this character, I'm gonna complain. Because everybody loves content about complaining. It seriously doesn't get spoken enough about how boring Dusekkar's milestones are. Milestones 1 through 3 are genuinely so hard for me to tell apart. They look identical. Like, I didn't grind this character to level 100 when he had milestones. I did it all without the incentive of milestones. But I'm sure that the people who did grind for his milestones were thoroughly what the fuck, bro? Who is getting arrested? Like, I didn't grind this character to level 100 when he had milestones. I did it all without the incentive of milestones. But I'm sure that people who did do it were thoroughly disappointed when they ran around wearing the exact same outfit for like 5 hours. Because levels 1 through 75 just all look the same. They're so incredibly boring to look at in comparison to the other cool milestones. Have no unique flair to them, and it honestly just looks like he dressed up for a Comic-Con, dude. Like, let's look at Chance, or 2x first milestones. They both have the unique layered clothing and paint a tale of some sort of thematical progression. Hell, even characters like Guest and Jane try to at the very least paint a story and have some sort of thematical presence. Jane even gets a unique axe swing and hits people with her clipboard right off the rip. She gets something new off rip. Meanwhile, Dusekkar has barely any cool layered clothing in his first 3 milestones, nor does he have any cool animations. 2-Time gets entirely separate models for their resurrected state, and animated clothing with literal physics. Editor's note, something I'm looking back to in post, they also have custom daggers throughout milestones 1 through 4, and most notably, a remodeled sacrificial dagger, the little ghost fire dagger. This is important, we're gonna save this for later. Oh, and animated wings too, because of course, why the fuck not? Guest gets custom animations for his block and parry. Taff also gets handmade, unique clothing that's animated and progressed throughout his milestones. Unique bombs for each milestone with unique explosion effects. Chance also gets really cool layered clothing and a unique coin flip / gunshot animation. The point is, a lot of other characters get a lot of unique things that are hand tailored specifically for them. What does Dusekkar get? Some boring ass robes in the world's ugliest looking milestone 3. He has a pair of neon horns clipping through his pumpkin head and antlers at the same time. These look genuinely stupid, bro. All these characters seem to have milestones that were well thought out. Meanwhile, when they were making Dusekkar, they were just throwing shit and hoping it would stick. I'm still stuck on these pair of horns. What the fuck is this? The only unique thing he has is when we look into his 4th milestone. He gets a pretty cool looking sword. But oh wait, it's just pulled right from the Roblox catalog, because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Okay, editor's note again. Remember the remodeled ghost fire dagger? They could have very well just given 2-Time the normal old ghost fire dagger for his milestone 4, but they just had to go ahead and remodel it and then not give Dusekkar the same treatment. Thanks Forsaken, I hate it. I've been a Dusekkar enjoyer since day 1. I remember seeing Matt Dusek's avatar float around back in like 2015, and I loved this pumpkin model as a kid and thought that a lot of the old, really expensive pumpkin heads on Roblox were pretty cool looking. I even got the toy that you needed in order to redeem the code for Dusekkar's sword model used in game. So I knew immediately when I saw him with the sword that they literally just ripped the model from Roblox themselves. They didn't make this one. Everything about these milestone skins just scream lazily thrown together. Especially since Guest's milestones ended up being a household name, and these two got their milestones in the same update. So I know for a fact my boy was literally just overlooked in favor for this fucking nerd. But the biggest crime they committed when making Dusekkar's milestones are the reused clothing. Some of you may be wondering, what was reused? I don't see anything reused on his milestones. But if you've been on this platform as long as I have, you'll realize that these hold a striking similarity to a certain game. A certain game that should long since be dead. Why is this game full of players? Dusekkar's clothes are literally just taken from Rogue Lineage models. Now granted, I didn't do much research when I noticed this, so I'm not going to make any bold accusations like Forsaken is stealing from these people, because I don't know if the clothing Rogue used is in the public domain, aka copyright free, or I don't know if Forsaken just happens to have one of the devs from this game on their team. I really don't know. But even if it isn't stealing, it is definitely lazy, because these clothes are literally identical to those in Rogue Lineage, meaning that these are not uniquely made. These were literally just taken and slapped onto the milestone. Milestone 1 uses a recolored version of Freshie armor in Rogue Lineage. They are entirely identical besides a slight change of color to make it turn white. Milestone 2 looks really similar to something that would be seen in Rogue or Deep Woken, but I can't find any fit in both of these games' wikis. It might be in one of Ark's earlier games, I'm not sure. So if anybody happens to figure out where this outfit originates from, please let me know, I'm actually quite curious. Milestone 3 wears without a doubt an exact copy of the mage armor from Rogue Lineage. If I'm not lazy, I'll throw up a picture on screen comparing Milestone 3 to somebody wearing mage armor in Rogue Lineage, and you can see they are identical. And for Milestone 4, it's identical to Lord's armor, aka Outrider's armor. I'm sure nobody even knows the game I'm talking about here, because if I'm being entirely honest, this was something really subtle that I doubt barely anybody has caught. And while I'm not necessarily mad or calling for action or anything, it's just a bit tad upsetting that all these other characters got so much love in their milestones, and when it comes to dusekkars, I can point out multiple unoriginal and reused assets from other games or Roblox models. There's one pretty cool concept a friend of mine made, which I'll put up pictures of. But the idea is to have the pumpkin head slowly corroding until dusekkar is just left with only flames, having his outfit slowly evolve into a full set of white robes. We aren't like modelers or renderers, so this was the best way to put together the vision of what a rework to his milestones could look like. But I feel like if there's anybody qualified enough to talk about how these models should get remade, it's me. Since the day they came out, they've been heavily overshadowed, and nobody really uses them in favor of other dusekkar skins. Hell, I'm pretty sure the only unique animation dusekkar has is on his $100,000 skin. Meanwhile, other characters get unique animations like their candy. I mean, come on, if Two Time can get their stupid ass skirt animated and their dumbass wings, dusekkar can get literally anything other than bottom of the barrel.